All right, the great race. Let's get right to it. All right, folks, buckle up, grab a root beer, and dust off your fuzzy dice because we're hitting the road the old-fashioned way. Welcome to the 2025 Great Race, where GPS is banned, horsepower smells like carburetor fumes, and your grandpa's old car is suddenly cooler than anything off the lot today. In this slideshow, we're taking a ride from Minnesota to South Carolina, 2,300 miles of vintage chrome, white knuckle timing, and towns cheering like it's 19 diggity. And don't go anywhere, because after the slideshow, I've got video, real footage, and a full rundown after the video of the drivers, the navigators, and the classic machines they were driving. They guided through the heart of America. Some went fast, some got lost, some even smoked a little, and I'm not talking about their tires, but they all made great memories. So hang on afterwards and watch some video footage, and I'll show a breakdown of the drivers and their cars and the navigators and all kinds of great stuff. I'm going to let my lovely assistant, Tina Treadwell, your bubbly pit stop planner who's always just a little too excited, to tell you about what the Great Race is in case you never heard of it.
The Great Race 2025, a classic journey from St. Paul to South Carolina. From June 21st to June 29th, 2025, the spirit of American motoring history roared to life as the Great Race 2025 took to the roads, covering over 2,300 miles from St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way to Irmo, South Carolina. This annual time-speed distance rally brought together 120 vintage vehicles, each built in 1974 or earlier, for a precision competition that celebrated both mechanical endurance and navigational skill. The race kicked off at the MSRA Back to the 50s car show at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, setting the stage for 9 days of intense rallying. Teams of drivers and navigators, hailing from across the U.S. and as far as Canada, England, Australia, and Japan, navigated the heart of the country without GPS, relying solely on analog tools and sharp focus to hit exact pace times between secret checkpoints. The route passed through a diverse cross-section of America, including stops in Iowa, Illinois, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, and finally, South Carolina. Along the way, the racers visited 17 cities for official hosted events, where communities turned out in droves to cheer on the classic cars. Among the highlights were Pontiac IL on June 23rd, where the city welcomed the racers with open arms. Effingham IL hosted a festive lunch stop on June 24th. That same evening, Owensboro KY served as an overnight stop packed with local flavor and hospitality. Then came Lewisburg WV on June 27th, one of the last legs before the grand finale. On June 29th, the finish line awaited in Moore Park in Irmo, South Carolina, near scenic Lake Murray. After 9 days of rallying, the competition came down to the wire. The overall champion was crowned after finishing just 9 seconds off the target time across the entire event, a testament to extraordinary precision and teamwork. In total, more than 500 people made up the traveling caravan, including support crews, organizers, and fans. The stakes were high, with $160,000 in prize money on the line, including $50,000 for the grand champion. Despite the fierce competition, the race also brought moments of drama and community spirit. At one stop, a minor car fire was quickly handled, showcasing the resilience and quick thinking that defines this event. Above all, the Great Race 2025 was a rolling celebration of classic vehicles, small-town America, and the timeless bond between driver and machine. With every honk, cheer, and gear shift, it proved once again that history isn't just something you read about, it's something you can drive.
So, yes, the rumors are true. I'm now accepting new subscribers. Oh, I'm sorry, were you not before? Whatever. So, yeah, I'm accepting new subscribers. Sure. If you want to subscribe, great. If not, that's okay. That's cool.
1930s, 1934, Dan and Brad Ethel out of Jefferson City, Missouri. Welcome to Effingham, the first team of the day. Jeff City, Missouri crew here, father and son, Ethel Racing. They are experts in this sport of time, speed, endurance rallying. Very unusual body, this produce body by York, which went on to be a casket producing company. Back in 1934, there were very few of these bodies built for these trucks. This is one of three known to still exist today. Very unique opportunity. Outstanding rally truck, actually. That flathead was built by H&H Motors. It's a very reliable truck. Father and son been rallying with us for many, many years. Now they're very, very competitive in this sport. So, having her brand new husband, DJ, is navigating. Olivia and her sister did this for years, went out and won it all. And Jenna decided she couldn't come this year. She's got a business to run back home in Nuna, Georgia. So DJ, Olivia's brand new husband, jumped in there. So far, so good. He gives us a thumbs up every afternoon. That's a 1932 Ford 5-window coupe. Daughter and son-in-law of the longtime great racer Beth Gentry. She'll be along here pretty soon, we hope. Team 118 in a 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible. Rich Hamilton out of Tacoma, Washington. Kyle Skinner from Tacoma. They're in their third year, great racing. Some corporate sponsors of our team, of the great race. Samuel Smith Old Brewery is what they're representing. Rich is actually the director of Samuel Smith, and the president there in the navigator seat is Kyle Skinner. That's a 69 Olds Cutlass convertible. They drove that car from Tacoma, and they're here today. 1960 Ford truck and F-100 coming through the gate here. Father and son team, Ben and Carl Bingston out of Marietta, Georgia. This truck painted, and grandpa had this truck back in the day, worked with road construction, had heavy equipment paint laying around, and the truck still wears the Caterpillar yellow to this day. Team 100 behind them in a 1960 Alfa Romeo Giulietto Veloci Sprint. Jamie Nonnen from Falmouth, Maine is driving. Kevin Gross from Boylston, Massachusetts is navigating. Team Throttle is their name. Awesome little 60 Alfa Romeo car. Throttle Car Club back home. That's a really cool concept of a car club thing they've got going on. They've got two branches to their business, a shop, an actual shop, and then like a social club where you can store your car, work on your car, and hang out. It's a really interesting kind of a new concept for specialty car, collector car folks to have a space to both spend time together and fellowship, and also work on their cars and store their cars. Well, it's not so bad here. It's only about we had a cloud for just a second, and it dropped the temperature like 20 degrees. The Stars and Stripes theme, 1932 Ford Speedster. Buddy Green out of Wilmington, North Carolina is driving. His navigator, Trevor Stahl, out of Bluffton, South Carolina. Grand Champion Division, part of the Stahl's Motors and Music Experience up there. And super awesome car. Love seeing them roll in here. They have no posters that they've been on for the great race over the years. Yeah, they're a rolling poster flying our nation's colors. This whole parking lot will be full of cars, by the way. So don't, if you're hugged up on the shade on the tree line, don't worry about it. The cars will get closer to you. And while they're still coming in, these early cars will start going back out. So there will be two-way traffic. If you get out looking at the cars, please keep your head on a swivel. This team's plumb crazy. Team 54, Dave and Liz Wallace out of Round Hill, Virginia. Husband and wife team, 1970 Dodge Challenger A66 in the Sportsman Division. They are sponsored by Wheel Antiques, by the way. Behind the little A66, here's a competitor from the late 1960s, a 1968 Camaro Super Sport, Ken Kiley out of Canyon Lake, Texas. His navigator, Mike Roberts from San Antonio, Texas. Little Super Sport 4-speed Camaro here, one of my favorite cars in the race. Kiley and Roberts, welcome to Effingham Performance Center. They'll be coming on in here and get their spot of lunch, be refreshed, and back out on the rally course probably within the hour. So we have a souvenir tent over here. It was a really cool program. All the way back in 1983 when this race started, programs were $5. They still are today. We keep them at $5. It probably costs us twice that to print. Their son-in-law a little while ago. This is Team 66. Jody Knowles out of Tyrone, Georgia. His aunt, Beth Gentry from Noonan, Georgia, is navigating 32 Ford Cabriolet Grand Champions. Beth actually told us early on, both her daughters got married within the same year, and she said that she's hoping she wins just so she can help pay off some weddings. $160,000 of prize money. We don't talk about the prize money a whole lot, but the divisions, 4 or 5 divisions, all competing for prize money, and then an overall winner here, $50,000 to first place. So if you happen to have had, and like in Beth's case, 2 daughters married in the same year, that's a pretty good chunk of change to help offset the expense. We're going to talk about the car, but I'm going to talk about the navigator first. Pat over here, Pat and Dan Martin. Pat is celebrating 16 years of being cancer-free as of yesterday on the race, so we're absolutely thrilled that she is here, made it with us. They're in their 1928 Ford Model A delivery. Dan and Pat, married couple out of New Bronzeville, Texas, doing the thing. Super glad to have them in here. Behind the little sedan delivery here, rolling through the gate as we speak, a 1951 Packard Ultramatic. This is Tom Gray and Vince Mattingly out of Louisville, Kentucky. Absolutely gorgeous car, rolling on a shiny brand new set of Coker Classic Star Series radials. Pretty incredible collector car tire developed by Coker Tire Company. 2 or 3 years in the making. That tire was fully road tested on Great Race last year, and here we are again. That's an unusual body, Scott, on that car. The Ultramatic being one of the less frequently seen Packards from the early 1950s. Really 41 Packard, 120 coupe convertible. Brett Stahl and Noah Stahl out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Father, son. Noah actually started racing back in the day in the back seat of that car. You were around in 2013 to watch him, little Noah, and he has graduated up to the full navigator's position. Part of the Stahl Motor and Music Experience up there in Michigan. Young Noah went to school at McPherson College, which has a world-renowned automotive program, many programs, and has since gotten his degree in business, international business, and is looking for jobs all over the world. About 100 people it takes to put this thing on that volunteer. 1962 Corvette pulling in here. This is a father and son team, Trent and Kelby Hager out of Dallas, Texas. Dear old Dad Kelby cooked up a good plan to do this straight race for the again with his son in that sweet little 62 Corvette. Rolling in behind them in a 32 Ford 5-window coupe, Gary and Jean Ann Martin out of Simpsonville, Kentucky. Gary's driving, Jean Ann is navigating 32 Ford 5-window coupe. They're in the expert division. Jean Ann is a winner of the Tom McRae Spirit of the Event Award in 2016. They've been doing this for 13. Got Harvey Littman and Randy Gannett. Harvey's coming in from Manchester, Maine. He's driving. Randy's from Englewood, Florida. 1955 Chevy 210 sedan, Sportsman Division. This was purchased by Harvey's grandfather back in the day, and Harvey took ownership of it June 21st, 1971. Harvey, you can roll on up there. It's hot out here. He took this car to college in 1971, to Bowdoin College, got a parking sticker on the side of that car still. Family heirloom that he's running around the country racing in. Behind Harvey's family heirloom 55 Chevrolet 210. Check this out, a 1948 Ford Coupe. Jack Pontius, Connor Miller out of Auburn, Indiana. They are former S-Cup Division competitors, our youth league. They've grown up to the big times now. Jack and Connor, ex-cuppers for several years, now in Sportsman Division. Chrysler 300B. Tom Hicks, Bill Soke out of Connecticut. Also helping this team, Jesse Jameson, Paul Springer. That car, by the way, pretty rare. Winningest NASCAR race car back in 55 and 56. That Chrysler 300B. Pretty cool. They got it decorated up. 28 rolling in the gates here. Feast your eyes on a 1931 Rio Royale 35. Charles Harris, Phil Reinhardt out of the great state of Maine. Charles from Damariscotta, Phil's from Tenants Harbor there in Maine. Sportsman Division competitors, Team Maine boys. That car is trimmed up and made to be a reproduction of a Rio Royale that raced in Indianapolis back in 1931. Qualifying speed over 108 miles per hour. Absolutely crazy car, big straight 8-cylinder engine in. Hot boiled lobster today, I'm sure. Team 78 out of Maine. Ed Chapman's from Auburn, Maine. Guy McDore out of Bath, Maine. 1948 Ford four-door sedan. Some of the Maine boys racing since 2014. 1966 Mustang Fastback here. Sean and Brendan Gilligan out of Dayville, Connecticut, father and son team. A little Carroll Shelby car here coming in here. They're third in the Sportsman division. That's our largest division last year. They'll be competing to win their division this year. 66 Fastback, 65 and 6, Scott. I think the Fastback's a better looking body style personally. Mustangs in the 64 through 67 roughly, you know, your brain automatically thinks of the regular coupe, but the Fastbacks have such a cool look about them. Father and son team, we have doing an amazing job in it. Rolling through the gate now, sponsored by Corvette Central. Jamie and Brad Mangan out of Klamath Falls, Oregon, in their beautiful 1962 Chevrolet Corvette. Little roadster Corvette there. Jamie and Brad been rallying with us for quite a few years as our media team rolls through the gate there. All right, so for the crown. So it is official. You are race royalty. Curtis Graff from Irving, Texas. Ron Rowland out of Smyrna, Georgia. 1932 Ford Roadster. Grand champions. Now get this. Here's the royalty part. Curtis Graff has participated in every single great race since 1983. Unbelievable. His navigator was a checkpoint crew operator in that first race in 1983 and has been rallying ever since. There is a combined, what is that? Almost 90 years of rally. We know the brakes work because she just tested them right there. Turn signal's working. Awesome car. Check it out. Riley Schlick from Bradenton, Florida's driving. Joe Jobert from Saratoga, California's navigating. This is the 1972 Chevy Corvette Hemmings rookie division team. Ladies, I'm going to sneak out here real quick because the Fredettes are hot behind us. How's it going?
It's really hot.
We turn the heat on for you. Every once in a while you'll catch a cloud. Roll on in there, go get out of that car, get in the air conditioning. Absolutely awesome car and girls doing the thing. Riley of Riley's Rebuilds piloting that car. Joe Behar is a student of McPherson College. Behind them, past winning champions, father and son team out of Beecher, Illinois, Jeff and Eric Fredette in their 33 Ford pickup truck, flying your state's flag and the nation's colors. Absolutely picturesque. And look at the ace stickers, Scott, all over that truck. Yeah, that is a picturesque team right there. When you go to recipe for a muscle car, folks, in my humble opinion, this is a 1965 Oldsmobile 442 convertible. Husband and wife, Paul Joubert, Beverly Hand out of Boston, Massachusetts, bringing this car. Come on in here, guys, and show it off. That's a 442. For you young bucks that don't know any better, that's a 4-barrel carburetor, 4-speed in the floor, and dual exhaust out the back. 442. That is the original recipe for a muscle car. Some may argue that it was a Pontiac. That kind of happened at the same time. GM was getting crafty, putting the biggest motors they had in the smallest cars they had. That particular car, unusually beautiful example of an Olds 442. It's a convertible. It's a recipe red. It's all the things that would have got you a good time back in 1965. So the Wagon Beetle. Bob Merrick for his 10th great race from Manitowoc, Wisconsin. He was out of El Segundo and just decided in the last month to get out of California, go on to Wisconsin. His awesome navigator over there, Jim Cotto from Peking, Illinois, is navigating. They're in the expert division. 56 Mercury Marauder. It's an S55, 428 cubic inch car. Please welcome my friends John Leggett, Tom Ditchburn from Brisbane, Australia, competing in an all-original 66 Marauder. That thing's got all the bumps and bruises and scars from the bar fights and all the cool activities over the years. They're only original once, folks, and I can't thank John and Tom enough for coming all the way over here from Australia to do this great race with us yet again this year. Team 120 coming in behind them in a 74 Jensen. James Boren out of Asheville, North Carolina is driving. Josh Hall out of Roanoke, Virginia is navigating. Grand Champion Division. I'm sure you boys are cooking today. Yep, we dialed it up for you. Rolling in there, go getting some air conditioning. Really unique car, the Jensen little roadster formula that was so popular in the late 1960s, especially for the European car companies, made little sports cars. That a British sports car into the 70s. You do not see a whole lot of that particular model Jensen anywhere in the world, but especially in the United States. That one an excellent example in triple black. They're flying a flag that gives a shout out and thanks to all branches of service, first responders, and I can't. Florida's driving. Bridget Tice from St. Augustine, Florida's navigating. Sportsman Division, Team 124. That's one, Scott, of one of several cars, this Comet Caliente convertible here, that has a millennial theft protection device in it. It is a 3-speed on the column shift. So you don't have to worry in any of these big old cities about a young person stealing that car because they didn't get the dang thing out of the parking lot. Maybe not even into first gear or reverse. And if you're of a certain class, graduating high school, you'll remember column shift vehicles were pretty prominent there, kind of in the base models. There is a Mercedes-Benz in this event from the early 1960s that is a 40 years. His dad couldn't make it this year. He got his wife to come along, and you and I were naturally skeptical. That's a 5-time Grand Champion team.
The snack aisle.
Doug's wife has been rallying winning small weekend events for years, and they didn't miss a beat. They're already competing for this year's $50,000 overall winner purse. Plus, the Grand Championship division purse. They're not messing around in that old 1916 Hudson. I'm not a historian for automobiles, but I do know that Hudson was the first to develop certain pieces. Pretty cool team right here. Guy over there races horses on the weekend and just decided he was going to, hang out and navigate. So, we're from Tennessee, Scott. The 2-to-1 four-wheel sedan Fords were the common product in Masonville. The coupes were from going to Tammy. So that is a 48 Ford coupe. There is no separate information than that one. A little bit long.
Hey, Pat. Hey, how are you? We didn't get lost.
picking up just a little bit too far. With the big old hole in their oil pan, they lost all the oil in the gas station parking lot. Found somebody that was about 28 years old, had his own shop about 2 minutes down the road. He took the car, put it on his list.
Breakfast. Yeah. Going to Japan and doing a car rally in their native language and their native way. We would be lost as we say in last year's Easter egg shot, but his father and daughter have come from Japan 6 times to make up that time. Suburban wagon out of Tryon, North Carolina. Nigel Stroud and Tim McNeil in that car. Team 79 rolling in behind them. 1967 Ford Mustang. First time ever there. Rookies coming in. Uncle and nephew Rob McCollum out of Sharpsburg, Georgia, is navigating Zach Payne out of Beaufort, South Carolina. They raced first time ever in the spring against their score. It doesn't matter either way, it's still points against their score. Their goal is to finish the day with an absolute 0 time.
Most cars will do it in, well, the best of the cars will do it under 5 seconds in a day, but some of these cars will pull it 1 or 2 minutes throughout the day. But those checkpoints, if they get to a checkpoint at the exact time with the map that race the record knows what time they should be there, they do not. But if they cross that at the exact time, they will come in at night and they will give them a sticker for each of those that they came across at the exact second. Those ACE stickers are valuable in this race. That's what every driver navigator is looking for. Did you know, Scott, that but one time in the 20 years I've been around this thing has a completely perfect day been accomplished by Barry and Irene Jason. The little Model T rolling in there, that is a first-time X-Cup entry from Rankin Technical College there. That's Rob Gibbons, Lawrence Doyle, Harley Gardner, Gino Stevens, Ryder Koniak, Josh Williamson, Tyler Schumer, and Chris White. Not all in that little Model T. They're rotating out who's in there. Behind them, a perfect rally car, we've decided, all chopped down with everything it needs and nothing extra. Christian Reichardt and Adrian Stevens. Adrian's out of London, United Kingdom. Santa Monica is where Christian comes from. 1934 Model A Roadster. Team Drive Like a Mother, a 1964 Ford Mustang. Miss Anna Holder out of San Diego, California, has got her daughter, Della Smith, is navigator for the 5th time in the great race. The only mother and daughter team in the race to Indiana. Absolutely beautiful truck here. This is a Max and Cucky Mayhem. Kylie Hermanson out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, is the navigator and an educator there in Indiana. Jeff Hermanson trying to keep the steering wheel pointed in the right direction. Great race. Team 53. Anytime your wife is navigator and she's happy, everything is good. '66 Ford F100 truck, originally built by Grandpa and put into the race. Absolutely immaculate. You talk about a rally vehicle, you don't think about a pickup truck, especially the family heirloom pickup truck, but we've decided that thing has plenty of room for all your parts, your luggage, maybe your support team's luggage, maybe the other competitors' luggage, maybe some firewood and anything else you may need in there. Absolutely amazing surviving truck. Team 123. 1961 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL. This is Dan Owenby, past chair of the Boy Scouts of America out of Houston, Texas. His navigator, Bill Wallace, also out of Houston there. Little 61 Mercedes-Benz, followed by a Jensen. This Jensen is a 1973 Jensen Interceptor, Team 68. Husband and wife team out of Bowden, United Kingdom, Tom and Hazel Novacek. And they're in the sportsman division. If you notice, that car came to us immaculate just a few days ago. They had a little incident with a curb back at a hotel and got it all fixed back up and are driving, doing the thing. Came overseas just to race with us. Every year they pull that off. John Caudle. John Caudle, your brother Jim's got just a minute. He wants to see you. John Caudle, go find your brother Jim. Big racer Jim Caudle and the little Beetle is about to have to leave, so you're going to miss him. Rolling in here, husband and wife team in the little 1950 Ford Custom line, Tony and Sandy Fichter out of Walcottville, Indiana. But that'll do nothing but dehydrate us even more. So make sure you're drinking your water, stay hydrated. Go over there. The shade is in front of the GreatRace.com tent. Feel free to go over there and check out the stuff over in the tent. They've got some merchandise programs, hats, t-shirts. One t-shirt over there in particular is perfect for a day like today. Has this current year's race map that was put into a painting by Sarah Stahl, one of the family members of the racers, and they take that painting and make it into a t-shirt, and that t-shirt is especially great for a day like today. Moisture wicking, it doesn't show sweat. I love them. Super big t-shirts, go check them out. As it turns out, Scott, a couple old fellows like us need the moisture wicking quite a bit. It's more hot this year. Not every race is always in the summer, but the temperature's very, very division. Coming in behind them, Team 43. Team 43 in an awesome 1934 Model A Boattail Speedster. Peter Brown out of Freeport, Maine. Susan Nurse out of Freeport. Behind them, one of our X-Cup teams. We're absolutely ecstatic to see them come in. They've been fighting that car all week long. Team 159 in a 66 Ford Fairlane. Riley's rebuild. So the Riley that was in that little Corvette that we're hoping someone from here wins. They also brought an X-Cup team, and I will... Jenny says about 14 cars max. You may actually see your house. It's actually quite possible. It's pretty funny. We don't know, only the Great Race Director and the map creator know where the route actually goes. We follow the race on the interstates, get from town to town. They got all the back roads. We have people walk outside the driveway. All these cars come through, think it's a parade, not have a clue what's going by their house. One of the greatest car shows in the world driving by their house. Pretty cool. Team 16, John Laszlo out of Finleyville, Pennsylvania, driving, navigating as to Another awesome X-Cup team coming in, Team 151. Dr. Tom Littrell in his 19th Great Race. 18 of those have been in the X-Cup division. He has been bringing students with him to race for 18 years. He and his wife bring these kids along on the Great Race every year. We have Nate Donnelly in the car with Dr. Tom today. Nate's out of Malva, Wilson, Virginia. Tom's hailing out of Galax, Virginia. We'll actually stop by Galax on the way through this year for a lunch stop. Behind them, Team 69. Mark Pachowski out of North Adams, Massachusetts is driving. Stephen Palmer out of Keatyville, Maryland is navigating. 68 Mercury Monterey. They actually drove that car to the race. So here's a cool story about that car. So those boys got it all ready, had a brand new build engine in there. Go to drive it around and break it in, and it blows up. They put the backup engine in there that they had from previous brand. It's hot. 1953 MGTD MK2 Competition Edition. Roll on in there, you're fine. That car was purchased by Brent's mom and dad back in the day when he was 4. He took his driver's license test in it and maybe had his first date in that car. Team 1.
YouTube has this new thing called pause. So if there's a specific car that you want to see, you can use their new feature called pause. But I'm trying to capture everybody, and just kind of share this with other people who might be interested but didn't have a chance to see it or are hearing about it for the first time. So yeah, so I'll just throw this out there, and People can pause if they want to see a specific team and car. And I appreciate everybody watching this video. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I just tried to, in this channel, share the love for automobiles, make it all about the cars, and do projects and have a little fun along the way. Try to capture everybody here. We got a lot of sponsorship. Okay, I think this might be the lot of it. Yes. All right. There's some information for next year's. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.